Okay, so like it says in the content warning, might be some strong language in this one, so if you don't want to watch, you should probably stop watching now if you don't want to hear it. But I'm really pissed off right now for a few reasons. There's been some bullshit going on. I mean, you know, there's always shit no matter where you go. It's not like shit just stops happening when you go to another country and you're having the time of your life, because life follows you and bullshit happens. But there's been some pretty stupid shit that's been going on. Namely, the main one that I'm going to talk about, my card. That thing, that wonderful thing that you can use to get money out and pay for stuff here, because I'm not going to bring, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 in cash over here because it's silly. You know, in theory, an ATM would suffice. You can just take it out or use your debit card wherever, because most places here do accept debit cards, or you can just take it out with no problem most of the time. Do you want to know why I can't? Because my bank does not seem to understand, even though I went 2-3 weeks before. I called them and told them I was going to be here in Spain so that I would be using it for various things in Spain, including traveling around the world, you know, like, well, around Europe, you know, like, so that would usually imply cheap flights like Ryanair, EasyJet, some random bus company, wherever. I told them that probably 2 weeks before I even left the country. And then I even went in person the week before I left to reconfirm. They didn't have it written down in the account, so I was just being thorough and mentioned like a side note. And I was like, okay, make sure that they don't block my card. Got here about 2 weeks in. On the morning that I woke up with one of the worst cases of strep throat that I've had in a while, card's blocked, and I have no cash on me because I just didn't have any at the time. I'd spent everything that I'd withdrawn initially. So I went to get some more money out so I could go to the doctor, and it's like 40 euros or so just for a regular doctor visit, and then you mail in the receipts and you get your money back from the insurance company, and then that's how they reimburse you. But of course, when I went to go do it, my card was seized because they had blocked my card because I had a suspicious item on my account, which was my Ryanair trip from Alicante to Scotland. Imagine that, me buying something from Spain where I said I would be for 5 months, going to Scotland, another country in Europe. Called them up, had to wait 7 hours after I had woken up because there's a 7-hour difference here, so I was stuck with knives in the back of my throat till about 4 in the afternoon. Called them up and I was like, you know, I don't know why my card's been blocked. Can you unblock it for me so I can go get some money out and go to the doctor and get some meds? They did it. They're like, I'm so sorry. We'll try and make it not happen again. And then the other day, I went to, it was about 2 days ago, I tried to buy a bus ticket. It's called Alsa.es. That's the main bus station company they have here. And getting around by bus is probably about the cheapest way you're going to get around here. I don't know why everyone thinks the train's cheap. It's not at all. But I tried to buy a bus ticket, and this is more or less, it was my fault mostly, but it was also the bus station. But still, I went to try and use my card, and it said, the website blamed it on my bank. It said the bank will not allow this operation. So I assumed, oh, great, they blocked my card again. And I couldn't even, I tried to buy, like I was going to go out and get a calling card to call them from a payphone again like I had before to rectify the situation, because it was still business hours in the US, but it wasn't, like everything else here was closed. So I couldn't even go to like tobacco store, supermarket, wherever, to buy a calling card to call them. So I was stuck. I had to have, luckily my iPhone has iMessage on it where you just use Wi-Fi to talk to someone else in the States. I messaged my friend Adam, and he had to put money on my Skype account for me so I could make calls to the US. I finally got a hold of them after their phone was down for like an hour, and just let into them about how this is the second time in a month that my card's been blocked because their fraud system is new or whatever, and they don't seem to understand that I am in Spain, and that however suspicious they may seem, I am in fact going to travel around and buy tickets for things like Ryanair and the bus station and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, we're real sorry. And then I eventually found out that it was actually the bus station's fault because they weren't even getting anything going through on there and like no attempts or anything. They don't accept U.S. bank cards. It has to be a Spanish bank card or you have to use PayPal. So that was more or less mine and the bus station's bad, but still really frustrating because there's no reason for them not to accept my card. There's plenty of tourism here and there's no reason for them not to take it. And then PayPal half the time works and half the time it doesn't. So that's another thing. And then the coup de grace. Today, my card was seized again by the ATM because they blocked my card after figuring out how to get it to work again. I bought a bunch of tickets through Ryanair, like to book all my trips. I put that picture up with the map and everything. You guys saw it. It's getting kind of dark. Sorry for the quality if you can't see me very well. But I had bought a bunch of tickets to go everywhere, and I guess they thought, oh, that's really suspicious. He's got like 4 or 5 pending charges on his account from Ryanair. He's in Europe. He's going places. I guess we should block his card. So, of course, they seized my card again. Only this time, I wasn't lucky enough for it to happen during the daytime hours. Or, well, it was, 4 or 5 in the afternoon, but here in Spain, they close at like 2, and then you just have to go back in the morning. So now, I called them again, a third time, to have them unblock my card, because I can't even use it until they unblock it. They unblock it, but of course, I can't even get it out. I'm stuck without a card or money until tomorrow when I go over with my passport and ask for them to get it out again. It's ridiculous. There should be no reason that my card has been blocked twice when I've told them in advance 2 times before I even left, and I had to call them. It's ridiculous. That's one frustration. They did take me off of their fraud list, so like, whether it looks suspicious or not, they're not monitoring my card anymore. So they say, won't happen to me again. Second annoying thing, it's getting kind of long, I'm sorry. Second annoying thing, registering for class. So much easier to do at USI than it is here. When you come here, you can either you can't do it online at all. You have to actually go to an office and have someone fill out the forms for you and submit it, and you have to pay something for it. But here, you have to get either what's called a cita diario or a cita previa. Cita previa is like when you go online and you book an appointment to meet with the secretary of your major. Mine's Secretary de Letras, which is like, Secretary of Languages. And all those were already booked through, like probably before I even got here, because I looked through, like nothing was available until like the 17th or 18th of October. We have to have everything in place by the 11th. So there was no way to get in through a cita previa. I had to go in person and do a cita diaria, which is like when you go in, you go to a machine and you ask to take a number and then they call you when you're ready to go. You have to stand in line to get the cita diaria because they do it so if there's too many cita previas and there's already too many cita diarias in front of you, they won't be taking too much that they can't handle by the time they have to close. But I stood in line for 2 hours to get my cita diaria one day and still never even got it because I had to go to class or I would have missed it. And then the next day I finally got in and I finally matriculated and everything. But like I couldn't even, like they've been holding my financial aid like hostage at USI because they want me to submit some kind of study abroad enrollment verification sheet because apparently they won't take me not being there for like as indication and like all the stuff that I've submitted to them and all the stuff I've given to the international programs and services. They won't take all that for, oh yeah, he's actually in Spain, not just on vacation. But that's another thing. Besides all that, the third thing, freaking siestas. I love them and I hate them at the same time because they give me time to come home and take a load off after I've been probably up all night and then had to go to class early and then come home and sleep some more. But oh my god, it's impossible to get anything done if it's after 2 o'clock, which is really inconvenient because my classes sometimes, well they don't anymore, but sometimes still I cannot get to whatever I need to do before 2 o'clock. Like 2 o'clock's really early in the day to be closing everything down and then not reopening until the next day. Some of them open up at like 5 or so, but most of the banks and stuff, they close at 2 and that's it. So you got like from 9 maybe till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. very short window. And then probably probably the least of all the most annoying things. It's still really annoying. My internet, I don't know whoever, like, I've been talking to a few of you guys on Skype. I don't know if you've noticed. Terrible. Terrible for Skype. So many times I have to go through and reset it manually, unplug it, put it back in, wait 10 minutes. It's just too slow if too many people are using it at once, which is crap because we pay an extra 20 euros or so to have internet that works. So we can, all four of us, be on our computers doing whatever we want, and it craps out all the time. Like, sometimes I'll get on Skype and it won't even last for maybe 2 minutes before it starts giving me problems, like I can't hear them, the video is off track, the audio is off track, it just drops the call together, and then I have to try for like 10 minutes to get back on. It's ridiculous. Okay. Feel a little better now. That's the end of my rant. Like I said, it's not, I guess language isn't that bad, but it's not like I'm miserable here either. Today and everything else that's happened so far, it's been kind of pissing me off, so I felt like I should rant about it and put it on YouTube, because why not? If you want to comment, feel free. If you don't, then don't. Bye.